Hello and welcome to a brand new The Comic Hall. It is 10:30 p.m. here on. Wait a second, 10:30. Nah, Dylan, you're wrong. It's 11:30. Yeah, it is 11:30. But remember, before you go to bed tonight, turn your clocks back an hour. So it's technically 10:30. It made me feel better because if I do this show, The Comic Hall, for about half an hour, it'll be midnight. But if I think about it as you turn the hour back, it's only going to be 11 o'clock. So yay, it's a win-win for everybody. So woohoo! So it's 10:30 here on right here in Reisterstown talking comic books. I just filmed an episode of Dylan Knows, which got a little political. No politics, not here. The only politics I'm going to talk about is comic ticks. That didn't quite work. Here's my haul for this week. Pretty good week for me. As those who've been watching my show know, I've been trying to save some money. This week's batch of comics wasn't that much, but here's the thing: the second week is usually my biggest one. So second or third week usually my biggest one, and I know this because usually that's around the time where my credit card gets paid. Every month I get my payment put in there, and then I automatically spend it all on comics because I buy something. But I'm going to start cutting back. But there's one I can't cut back on next week. There's going to be I think it's Mother Power. I think I'll see. I'll look at it when we get to the Young Animal book that we have out today. But there's a great book that I'm really excited about coming out next week. But that's next week. This week, got a couple of good books out, especially one which I'm going to talk a bit more in detail with when I get there. But there's some good shit out this week. And I know this is a Saturday night and really basically the weekend's mostly over. But hey, most comic book stores are going to be open on Sunday. Go to the comic book store on Sunday. Or you might have already seen this stuff from Saturday or Friday or whatever. Go to the comic book on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday because new comics come out on Wednesday. Because a lot of people are off on Tuesday because of the election. Oh, shit. No politics. They're going to be off for whatever reason. So you can go to the comic book store then. Of course, by then, they're starting to get themselves ready for Wednesday stuff. So unfortunately, I just remembered I do have to get a little political at the very end. But nothing quite like what happened at the end of my episode I filmed earlier today. But it doesn't matter. Right now, we're here to talk about comics, the Comic Hall, the week of November 2nd, 2016. Yeah, it's the 5th. V for Vendetta, based on the comic by Alan Moore. Guy Fawkes Day, Bonfire Night, whatever you want to call it, over in England was tonight. That's not why I'm dressed as the Riddler. And this is the Riddler. You can hear about my whole story about the Riddler on Dylan Knows, which just aired. It'll be posting very soon. But I figured this would be a cool outfit to wear. It's the Riddler. It's a comic book themed show. And let's talk comic books. First up is one of my books of the week, Superman number 10. I'm glad I got this covered because this is the last one that my store had because I didn't get comics until Friday. The variant, which is okay, is not as good as this cover. I love this cover, and it's a good idea about what you're about to read. Superman has probably been my favorite book in the Rebirth saga right now, and the main reason is Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, who are writing it, and Patrick Gleason is doing the art for a lot of the issues, but because it's a bi-weekly book, Doug Mahnke's got to do some artwork to it, and he's doing just as a phenomenal job as always. But this is the first part of a storyline in The Name of the Father, part 1, where Batman and Superman, the new old Superman, you have to read the series to understand what I'm talking about, introduce their sons, Damian and John, to each other. And these two are going to have their own book called Super Sons coming out next year. So this is the beginning of the Super Sons. So, as I said, written by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. I think Pat did the artwork this week. Yes, Patrick Gleason did the artwork. Mick Gray, as always, did the inks. This episode is called World's Smallest, which I think is hilarious. So Damian and John together with Batman and Alfred. And of course, once Superman discovers that Damian has been kidnapped, he's pissed. Not Damian, that John's been kidnapped. He's pissed. So we have a battle royale between these two. Not quite. So we get into the beginning of the Batman-Superman friendship, the newest Batman-Superman friendship right here. So I'm excited for that. But of course, things don't always go as planned. Oof, look at that. Holy God. John might be the one to keep Damian in check. So I love the end cover. They're fighting, and guess what? Superman and Batman are very pissed about it. So this book has just been phenomenal. I love this book. I've loved everything about this series, and this just continues to be fantastic. Superman number 10. Do yourself a favor, pick it up. If the trade comes out soon, pick the trade up also. You've got to get this. You've got to read this. Superman is fantastic. This book actually has been surprising me because I hadn't read it until recently, because I was really excited about the new story arc that they're doing. So I started reading that first, and then I went back and I read the rest of it. It's like, you know what? It's actually been pretty good. Batman number 10. This is I Am Suicide Part 2, where Batman has put together a Suicide Squad featuring members of his Rogues Gallery to take down Bane. You've got Tom King, the writer, and you've got the fantastic artist, Mikhail Janin, doing the artwork, which is why I'm really excited for it. Jinxie, you can sit on my lap. So he's doing the artwork for it, which is really good. Really excited for it, and I can't wait to see what else he's got planned going on. Jinx. This is my Jinxie. This is not a show about kitties. So either sit on my lap or you gotta get down, okay? Sit on my lap. Okay. So as I said, I've been not really been reading Batman until recently. And then when this series started, because I like Mikhail Janin's artwork, I started to read it, and I like the story idea of it being Batman gathering a Suicide Squad of his rogues. And I went back and I read the first couple issues. They were really good also with David Finch artwork. So we'll see what's going on. Now, one of the bad sides about getting comics on Friday, because DC does do two covers, the variant and the regular cover. Sometimes the regular cover is better than the variant. Sometimes the variant is better than the regular cover. In this case, the regular cover is better than the variant, and they didn't have the regular cover. So they give variant, which is okay, but it's not great. But this is Green Lanterns number 10. I like the idea. The regular cover was the two Green Lanterns together going through the entire spectrum of rings, but in this case we just have Simon having the entire spectrum of the rings. As you can see here, he's going through all the different colored rings, which is really cool. The Phantom Ring is a new creation which has made its way here. It's written by Sam Humphries with art by Eduardo Pensica with inks by Julio Ferreira. So the Phantom Ring is the big bad in this one, but we're going to be able to see more of the different colored rings. The fact that they are in this in the new Rebirth world is really good. So Green Lanterns has been very surprising for me also, has been really, really good also. And I really, really have been enjoying it lately. So I think I'm an issue behind because I don't remember how this started. This started off right away. I don't remember it ending the last book I read, so we'll see. So Green Lantern number 10. Still Green Lanterns, I should say, number 10. It's still a good series. I've enjoyed it immensely. Sam Humphries has been doing a really good job. So next up is Justice League number 8. I've liked the ones I've read, but I'm about 2 or 3 issues behind on this one. I've read some not so great reviews of it, so we'll see. This is the beginning of a new story called Outbreak. It's written by Brian Hitch with art by Neil Edwards and inks by Daniel Henriquez. So, you know, it's the Justice League, so you're going to get Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Wonder Woman. It looks like just a Green Lantern. It looks like just a lot of big Batman issue with some Cyborg thrown in. And then the Flash and the others show up here. So Justice League number 8. Man, this is starting to get to me a little bit. Well, only a little more to go. Harley Quinn number 7. Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti are writing the hell out of this book. I love it. And they've got John Timms on the art. This is continuing the Undercover Punker storyline. As I said, Harley is becoming the Deadpool of the DC universe. And I guess that's okay because you've really got a good team in Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner basically writing all the books that Harley shows up in. Well, not all of them. They're not writing Suicide Squad. But they get the character and they're doing a really good job with it. So we'll see. Mother Panic. This is the one I was talking to you about. This is the one we'll discuss it later. That's the one that I'm really excited about for next week. Harley Quinn is one I might be on the verge of dropping, but because the creative team is so good, I'm still holding up to it. This is another one I'm thinking about dropping soon is Nightwing. I really haven't been reading it, but I want to continue getting it. This is written because, Tim Seeley's done a really good job writing it. Tim Seeley's the writer, Javier Fernandez is the artist, and Chris Sotomayor is the colorist. So hopefully maybe this might be the end of the Raptor storyline. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the artwork's good. I haven't read them yet because it hasn't been something out there that's really got me. So you know what? I want to sit down and read some Nightwing. So I mean, I like Dick Grayson, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm still probably keep collecting. I'll probably still keep collecting. The fact that it's bi-weekly is a little tough on my wallet, but if I need to make a cut, I might make a cut with Nightwing. That's it for the DC Rebirth books. Now they're doing other books as well besides the DC Rebirth books, and these are a couple of them. I talked about Steve Orlando on my show. Dylan knows here. Well, this is another book that he's writing. This one is Midnighter and Apollo, number 2. It's a mini series. Midnighter and Apollo were in the Jim Lee world, which I forget what the name of his world was. They were created there. They were basically the Batman and Superman of that world, but the difference was that they're gay and they're lovers. So basically it'd be like if Batman and Superman were lovers. You get Midnighter and Apollo. It's written by Steve Orlando with art by Fernando Blanco. So, it's a good series. And the fact that, it's about 2 gay superheroes and it's written by Steve Orlando, who's a gay also, is again one of those things that's what you want to do. If you're writing a comic about like a woman, in a lot of cases you want to get a woman's involved with it in some form or shape or another, or a woman artist on it as well. If you are writing a book about gay people, you like to have a gay person working on it. Miss Marvel is about a Muslim girl. You have a Muslim woman writing it. So, F. Willow Wilson. So, but it's a good character. And good characters, and Steve Orlando knows how to write them. So, Midnighter and Apollo number 2. Also, another miniseries, Death of Hawkman number 2, featuring Hawkman's team up with Adam Strange. Adam Strange is one of my favorite characters. In fact, I've already got a 7-movie idea for Adam Strange in my head, and I've been working a lot of stuff out on it. So, if I was rich and famous, stuff like that, I would probably push to do that now. It's written by Mark Andreyko, penciled by Aaron Lopresti, with inks by Livesey. But it's Adam Strange and it's Hawkman, and I love Adam Strange and Hawkman. I can give or take. We'll see about them. I'm not 100% sold on Hawkman, but I enjoyed when Jeff Johns wrote Hawkman and used him in JSA. So here we'll see what happens, but the death of Hawkman is not a good sign. But the fact that it has Adam Strange in it, teamed up with Hawkman, is the reason why I'm going to buy it. I'll probably continue buying it for the 6 issues that it is. Same with Midnight and Apollo. It's only a 6-issue miniseries. I'll probably buy all of them and just get them like that. Now we get to Young Animal. As I said, Young Animal is not quite Vertigo, but definitely not DC. They've got Doom Patrol. They got Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye. They also have Shade the Changing Girl number 2. This newest issue of Shade the Changing Girl comes out number 2. And as I told you before, actually it's not in here. Mother Panic is the book I'm most excited for. It's coming out next week, so I'll talk about that next week. But we're here to talk about Shade the Changing Girl. It's written by Cecil Castellucci, art by Marley Zarcone and Kelly Fitzpatrick. Andy Parks is the inker for a couple pages also. But it's a bizarre, weird series. Shay the Changing Man was a weird series, but now they changed it to a high school girl, and you get the bizarre stuff, and that's what Young Animal is. It's weird, bizarre, strange things that happen. Doom Patrol's kind of weird. Kate Carson has a cybernetic eye. It's kind of weird. You know, stuff like that. But the artwork is interesting. It looks a lot like an independent film, not independent comic, but it is based in the DC universe, and we'll see what happens. But you know, there's Mother Panic. I picked that page for a reason. Shay the Changing Girl, number 2. That's it for DC. Marvel, I only got a couple this week. Champions, number 2. This is part of the Now series, which is basically their Marvel's rebirth after Civil War II. Written by Mark Waid with art by Humberto Ramos. And it's the young heroes joining together, forming a team. It's Amadeus Cho, Hulk, Miss Marvel's young Cyclops, Nova, Vision's daughter, and Miles Morales, Superman. And it's kids, you know, they're kids, and they're doing kid stuff, and they're superheroes, and they're having a camping trip. And that's basically what this issue is. Mark Waid is a really good writer, and Humberto Ramos, I really, really like his artwork, even though a lot of people don't think it's appropriate for this. But you know what? I love this, and I'm going to keep reading it. Champions, number 2. Moon Knight, number 8, has been an interesting saga. He's had 2 or 3 different storylines going on in this most recent story arc. Jeff Lemire has, and he's gotten different artists to do it. So this is number 8. Jeff Lemire is doing the writing. It's art by Francesco Francavilla, Wilfredo Torres, James Stocco, and Greg Smallwood. Francesco Francavilla has a lot of art in this issue, so if you like his style, which is what this is, you'll love this issue. But then you get, you know, other Marco Stocco and other stuff, other type of artwork as well. But Moon Knight is a fairly interesting series right now, and Jeff Lemire is doing a really good job of writing it. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's going to meet together. So Moon Knight's number 8. Check it out. That's it for Marvel. All right. Terry Moore. You know him particularly for Strangers in Paradise, which, as I mentioned in my Dylan Knows show, that I just taped not an hour or so ago, Terry Moore will be bringing back Strangers in Paradise in 2018 in comic form. He stopped work. The final issue of it came out probably roughly 5 to 10 years ago, probably, and he's worked on Echo and Rachel Rising since then. Well, he's got a new book out now, which is totally different than all his other stuff he's done. It's called Motor Girl number 1. And it's Terry Moore. You can't go wrong with Terry Moore. He's always good at coming up with a good, different story ideas, and they're all different. Echo was different than Strangers in Paradise, and Rachel Rising was different than Echo, and now Motor Girl is different than all of them. Basically, it's about a woman and a gorilla who can talk, who have a junkyard in the middle of the desert, and they help apparently repair flying saucers when they have issues. So it's comedic, it's science fiction, it's quintessential Terry Moore, and if you love Terry Moore, you will probably love this series. And I'm going to try to follow up on this because I really want to reread all of Rachel Rising, and I'm glad the omnibus is out now. And once I get some money, maybe Christmas time is coming, maybe I'll get that as well. Margaret Bennett has got 2 books out today, back to back. And I'm going to do them back to back. And I love Margaret Bennett's writing. And I can't believe that I'm buying Archie comics, but I am. Here's Josie and the Pussycats number 2. Love this cover. It's kind of sexy in its own right. Cat suits are very sexy. It's written by Margaret Bennett and Cameron Diordio with art by Audrey Moak. And Josie and the Pussycats are in the Archie universe, and it's about a trio of rock and roll stars. And that's basically about it in the Archie universe. So, you know, you have the adventures of Josie and the Pussycats going on there. There was a movie that came out, and they've been fairly popular. Now they're being updated for contemporary times, just like Archie and Jughead and Sabrina and all those have. And then on top of that, you also get an old school Josie and the Pussycats comic as well. So you can see what the old school looks like and what the new school looks like. Ooh, some of that rip. These are the other covers for this issue. But nothing can beat Allison Bones' yummy catsuit cover, written by Margaret Bennett, whose other fantastic book this week is Animosity #3, which I adore this book. It's from Aftershock Comics. Margaret Bennett, writer, Rafael de la Torre as the artist, and it's basically all of a sudden animals can start talking and thinking and all that stuff, and they've taken over the world now. And there's a little girl who is, got her faithful dog who's talking to her, and there's a Pokemon joke there, but all the animals are talking now. It is a apocalyptic world where all the animals have taken over, can talk, have brains, and can do things, and basically are running it like the world, and they hate the humans. So, but it's a lot of social commentary on about it, so they're not completely in the wrong. The first 2 issues have been fantastic, and I can't wait to read this one, Animosity #3. So you might still be able to find the other 2 issues of Animosity before you get that one. I may as well just do this one instead. Another Aftershock comic is Rough Riders #7. It's written by Adam Glass with art by Patrick Olaf. Basically, it's the American version of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Theodore Roosevelt, the mythological black guy who did the railroad guy, and there's Houdini and all. So a lot of American John Henry, a lot of American heroes taking on aliens and stuff like that, with Theodore Roosevelt being their leader, which is just awesome. Here, they're Annie Oakley and stuff like that. So you've got a lot of stuff going on. So. Fun history stories, and it's always good to see members from history teaming up together to take on bad guys and outer space people. Cryptography #5 from Dark Horse Comics, Van Jensen and Pete Woods. Basically, the premise of this is there are like 7 or 9, maybe 9 or 10 families that control the globe, and they have suppressed UFOs and all kinds of stuff. Someone is starting to hunt them down now. And they've never been hunted down. They've been in control for thousands of years, and now someone is trying to take that control away from them. So it's been a very fun book. I haven't read the last couple issues, but the first few that I read have been really good. I just haven't had a chance to get around to reading more of these, but I'm going to keep doing it because the book was fantastic. I love Van Jensen stuff, and Pete Woods is just one of those guys that just brings his stuff all the time. He's not too flashy, but he's not crappy either. So Cryptography #5. And finally, my last bit about election, and I'm out of here. Faith #5 from Valiant. This is the special election version. There's 3 stories in here, which is good. It's double size for $3.99, which is good. Faith is a plus-size superheroine who's on the Harbinger team and Valiant, but she's having all kinds of adventures. So she's got her first story written by Jody Hauser with art by Megan Hetrick, with Marguerite Sauvage doing fantasy segments. So she's just your typical heroine who works at a job and has superpowers and has to save the day, stuff like that. So it's to follow her. So there's the first story. Looks like this is the Marguerite Sauvage fantasy stuff. After the main story, we have Faith in Politics, written by Louise Simonson, who is an old school Marvel writer, with Perry Perez as the artist. This one is the one that is their electoral one. People talking about the Second Amendment and anti-gun people, and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton shows up. If you're a pro-Hillary Clinton person, you're probably going to want to pick up this as well. And then we have another storyline written by Rafer Roberts, drawn by Colleen Duran, who is fantastic as well. So we get 3 stories in this double-sized issue. It's same price, $3.99, and it's got a little bit of election stuff in it too, because next week is the election. So comics will come out the day after the election. So they wanted to get this out before the election. So that's your comic haul for this week. Next week, as I said, Mother Power is coming out. That's the biggest one. Mother Panic, excuse me, is coming out next week. And there's going to be probably a ton of DCs, because a lot of the bi-weekly books will be coming out. And then some of the monthly ones will be coming out that week as well. Marvel will probably have some more Marvel Now books coming out. Independents will probably have more Independents coming out. It's a whole big crazy comic stuff. Find out on Monday. If you really want to know what's coming up, you can watch my show, obviously. But if you really want to know, go to diamondcomics.com and click on the tab for it's like shipping this week or something like that. You'll find it. It's pretty easy to find books that are shipping this week. And what I like about this now is that they used to just have the list of the names of what was shipping this week and how much it cost. Now they have thumbnails of all the covers, including all the variants. So you can take a look at the covers ahead of time and say, I like this one, or I like this one. And they have DC, they have Dark Horse, DC, Image, IDW, Image, Marvel, and Independence. So you can see all their covers. You can pick which one, and you can see what's coming out. So it's worth it. Comic Haul will probably be on Friday or Saturday next week, since I won't be able to buy comics till then. So keep an eye out for that. Go out and vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for. Just go out and vote. It's your American duty as a member of America, is to go out and vote. If you don't want to, also, it's your right to. But you know what? We're a freaking democracy. You're supposed to vote. But you know what? That's all I'm going to say. No more politics. I'm done. Good night. Oh, remember, it's not midnight. It's only 11 o'clock. Turn your clock back before you go to bed. Turn your clocks back an hour before you go to bed tonight. See ya.